All right, so Katy Purry is now 7.5 months. She's essentially 12 pounds. I mean, she's so close to 12 pounds. And the next day or so, she'll tip it over. So, and she's adorable. You know, get a Maine Coon cat, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Now, listen, they're beautiful. She's amazing. She's got a great personality. She's soft. She's sweet. She has a wonderful disposition. And thank God for that, because I have to tell you something. Here's something that they don't talk about. She's a kitten. She's 7.5 months old. Do a little research. The average weight of a domestic kitten at this age is 2 to 4 pounds or so, in that area. This cat's like essentially 11 pounds. Now, the reason that's a matter, the reason that's, significant is that when kittens are young, they're stupid and they do kitten stuff. They don't understand like cat physics. Do you know what I mean by that? Like squirrel. We have cabinets that are up high that squirrel realizes from the ground she can't jump to the top of. Well, this knucklehead doesn't know that. So she'll try things and attempt things that are not possible. In addition to that, she has too much horsepower in a chassis that size. It's like giving a kid a car with a lot of horsepower. She's a kitten, and instead of having a 2 to 4 pound body, she's got this 11-pound body and this really large frame. And, her paws are like covered with fur. If you look here, she has super long fur on her feet, so it's like she's running around with socks on. So when she's on the tile and she gets a head of steam going, if you knew how many times she's run into things and broken things because she hasn't figured it out yet. Now she's starting to get better with the drifting. She'll go around a corner and she starts to slide, and she has gotten really good at drifting. Like, she knows when to accelerate in a corner to make sure she has enough speed to carry out of the corner. I mean, it's comical to watch. But, like, for instance, see this little screen right here? She broke that screen once. Now, she didn't use her claws like you might think. She was, I don't know if I have her bird here. No, I don't. She was going after her bird. Not a real bird, just a stuffed bird that makes noise. The bird was here, and it wasn't even that the bird was against the window, but she had to make it seem like to her the bird was alive. So when she grabbed it, she started flipping around with it, and she broke the screen. That's not the first one she's destroyed. The other one she destroyed, she was sitting here patiently looking out the window, and she saw a fly, an insect, on the screen, and she jumped at it and swatted it. And cartoon style, she opened up a slit that was so big. And you know what she did, right? She left. She exited. She realized that the hole was big enough for her body to get through, and she jumped through it. She wasn't trying to escape. She was trying to kill a fly. But in doing so, she realized she can escape. So we've had to just adjust how we exist. If we're in a room with her, the window can be like this. If we leave the room, the window closes just enough that her paw can't get in it. She's just a bruiser. She is a bruiser. She ran into Tommy, my brother, last night, running at top speed. She's too young to be this big and have this much power. Like, thank God she's gentle. We've said this so many, Tommy and I have said this a bunch of times, but thank God that this little kitty is gentle. Because I'm telling you, if she wasn't, she could be a problem. She's super strong. Now, you see this like a yellowish on her fur right here and like right here? This is the red tip. Her mom is a red tip, or red Maine Coon cat, but and her father is a silver Maine Coon cat. So what we have here is a silver red Maine Coon. The places where it's red, just the tips like if you look at this fur and you pull it back, it's literally just the tips are red. The rest of the fur is silver. And, you know, for all intent and purpose, it looks like a white cat. But when we first got Katy, the breeder, I said, "Oh, she's a beautiful white cat," and she said to me, "No, she's not white." And I kind of looked at her with a puzzled look, and she left the room and came back with a different cat, and it was a white cat. And she held Katy next to the white cat, and when she did, she didn't even need to say anything. One is white and one is silver. She is a silver red. So she's just a very, very beautiful cat. Her mom is from the UK, and her dad is from America. But her dad is a beast. Her dad's a hog. He's 35 pounds. Now, Katy's almost 11. Try to imagine 20 pounds on this animal as it is now. She's so big. She's growing so fast. It's incredible. But honestly, thank goodness she's gentle. But that's the deal with Maine Coon cats. You know, when they're big and they're just, for a kitten, you got to remember how kittens act. You look at her, and because she's, bigger than Squirrel, who's a full-grown cat, you kind of think, well, she's not a kitten. She's already there. She's only 7.5 months old. She doesn't even know yet. So. She's a handful. She eats like she has a tapeworm. She breaks stuff left and right. She's vocal as can be. She has a little squeaky, cute, little adorable voice. But she's finding it. But she's a super sweet animal. And I love her. And I'm glad I'm her human. So anyway, what I want to do is take a minute and just give you an update. But it's hard to find her when she's, if she was awake and I was going to make a 7 or 10, 8, 9, 10-minute video, I'd have to have somebody follow, I'd have to follow her with a camera because she doesn't stay in one spot. But this was a good chance to kind of sit down and tell you what's going on with her. She really is just a very, very pretty animal with the craziest, bushiest tail. Their tail is so amazing. One thing I didn't know about them is they have conditioners, natural conditioners in their saliva. So when she cleans herself, she's conditioning her fur. She's such a happy cat. Aren't you, Katy Purry? She can't be bothered by being awake. She has to sleep. So let's just see if we can get a look at this cute little paw before we stop the video. Look at that, the size of this thing. I mean, it's crazy how big her feet are. And when she sleeps, another thing is she never sleeps in a ball. She sleeps in a long, straight line. Do you realize how long she is? She's just a kitten. Unbelievable, people. Well, anyway, there's the update on Katy Purry. Factor this stuff in. They eat a lot. They're big. They break stuff. But they are gentle giants. That's Katy Purry. We'll see you next time.